Ohio. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Washington Redskins and the Cleveland Browns. The children will groan. It's the final weekend of summer, but we've got the NFL, and we're underway on EA Sports. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Watch him now, Barney.
Nyheim Hines, his first carry. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. Deron Payne, the big D tackle there to make the stop. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36.
He may be a bit undersized compared to the modern-day NFL defensive tackle, but what he lacks in size, he definitely makes up for it in his ability to make tackles in the run game as well.
And they'll look to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Into the Redskins. Haven't they do?
Well, partly they went empty set there. No backs in the backfield. All receivers out in the pattern. And in this situation, you know what the quarterback has to do? Act as his own blitz control.
Yeah, he's got nobody else there to protect him.
No one else there to protect, which means he's got to get rid of the football and absorb the hit, but not go down and fumble the ball.
Here we go now. 3-19.
First carry for Darius Geis. And give him about 3 as he gets it down to the 22-yard line.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. Myles Garrett. He's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long.
All right, here we go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And a pretty little juke move there on a nice gain. It's a 7-yard run, but it does bring up 4th down.
Okay, it didn't break that one all the way, but you got to know that he feels like he's right on the verge, and that's probably exactly what he's telling them in the huddle right now.
And Hopkins' kick is good. And it's 3-0 as the Redskins strike first. So he splits the uprights, and has to be a nice feeling. Right when it left his foot, I knew it was good.
Yeah, just like a good three-point shooter in basketball, right? Release the ball, fall back on defense without even looking. You know it's going in the hoop.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. The Browns offense trotting back onto the field. And last time they coughed it up. led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal and they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive? A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown, but they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach would be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield, punch in the end zone without turning it over.
Now a play fake here on first down. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And a great move on the play as he takes this one past the 25. 7 yards on the play, and that'll make it second down.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Working out of the gun, Mayfield. And his throw is incomplete. David Njoku was the intended receiver, and it's third and short.
Let's face it, you can run the route tree as many times as you want, get in sync, practice it, do all those things. But once you get to game speed, it doesn't always time up quite that well. That one goes incomplete.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a third and 3. From the gun, Mayfield. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40.
Good route, good pickup for first down yardage, and that is a tough one to cover, the angle route, because a running back getting out of the backfield, if you're trying to cover that, especially if you're in the linebacker spot, and you're seeing this play develop, he heads out towards the flat first, and that often gets you to overcommit running in that direction. Then he cuts back up inside you into the middle of the field. That's what we just saw there for a nice pickup.
Credit the tackle to DJ Swearinger.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Now a second down throw for Mayfield. Throw left side complete. It's Gordon. The Browns passing game finding its stride. They've got another first down.
And another thing that makes the comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made the initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. A nice chunky yardage picked up there.
In Washington territory now. Here's first and 10, right at the 40. Here's Hines. And a pretty good run there as he gets 7 down to the 33. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
Mayfield off the play fake. That's Njoku over the middle. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. And a nice gain at 21 yards. A first red zone opportunity for the Browns thus far. It's first and 10 from the 12. Now it's Hines. And he's going to work this one down to about the 5. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Pretty effective run there, and now they can start to smell that end zone.
Pound the rock. Make sure you use your O-line to set the tone of dominance and physicality, and pound the rock.
A first carry now for Nick Chubb. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. This will be play number 9 of the drive here as they need 4 yards on 3rd down. Mayfield to throw it. Flushed out right. And almost intercepted. Would have been a huge pick in the end zone, but as it stands, that brings up 4th.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, Parker, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. So I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone, get you 6?
And here come the Redskins now. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. Just, I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. They start on the ground with Geis. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
On 2nd down, here's Loletta. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
As long as you go through your proper reads and progressions, the drag route can be one of those old reliable plays because usually it's good for a good chunk of yardage, as we just saw there.
And those guys like it, right? They can get the ball with a full head of steam.
Especially against man coverage, because man coverage are typically running away from someone and not worried about traffic coming out on the other end.
On 1st down, Loletta. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the Michigan man, Jabril Peppers. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line. Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, all right, because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician. But you're right. It felt like a matter of time, and you've got to think the guys on defense, they couldn't wait for this opportunity after what they saw on tape.
Following the interception, Mayfield. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete.
Certainly looked like maybe his 3rd or his 4th read on his progression. Just trying to find his outlet man that time. Ends up leading him just a bit too much.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10.
Now let's go. 3-19.
Here's Mayfield. He hits Baldwin right side. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. Baldwin's first catch going to be good enough for a 1st down.
I don't care how many times you tell the story, it never loses its luster for me. Doug Baldwin, undrafted out of Stanford, and plays like a #1 receiver should in the NFL. I don't care how you cover him. I don't care that his size isn't great. He's the one that typically comes up with the football.
Absolutely. His roots go all the way back to Gulf Breeze, Florida, where he's from, right on the water near Pensacola, and then, of course, to Stanford, and, boy, he's been good. Pat, there he goes, left side, and all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Naeem Hines, his 3rd touchdown now on the year, and the Browns were able to cash in for 6. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
Gonzalez now to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Try to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. The 20, 10. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. A big play there. His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Redskins are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Extra point good by Hopkins. Back live, Charles Davis to my right. I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Redskin football to begin quarter number 2. As we'll see one following the score on the final play before break. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Browns offense back onto the field. We have witnessed touchdowns on back-to-back drives. We'll see if the offense can continue this uptick here.
And I know you're looking at me funny. You're wondering when I'm going to get upset watching these guys go up and down field, aren't you?
I wasn't looking at you. I got something in my eye.
That's the excuse that you always use for something like that. Listen, I appreciate good offensive football as much as the next person. When it's played well and it's skillful, I'm with it. And right now, this is exciting.
Oh, the defender likes it. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. They run with Hines. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down. And defensively, a dime look here. 6 DBs on 3rd and 12.
No surprise at all.
To throw, Mayfield. And he's going to be hit and taken down. Back right around the 48-yard line. Noah Spence able to get him down behind the line of scrimmage, and it'll be 4th down. And last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. Out comes the Redskin offense now as they get set to begin another possession. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. That's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
Lawletta and Reed with it over the middle. And this one will be taken up. They'll spot it right at the 7th. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up 2nd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down.
Let's go. 319. 319.
They'll fake it. Now Lawletta. Wide open receiver complete. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. He got 29 yards that time.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Now let's go. Blue line it. Blue line it.
On 1st down, this is Geis looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. Tackle made there by Myles Garrett. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
Hurry up, here we go. 319. 319.
Geis with a carry on 2nd down. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Throwing on 3rd down, Lauletta. He may try and run for this. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. No one there to help out downfield, but no problem. Scrambling for 22 and a first. Around the NFL, they're in the 2nd quarter at Lambeau. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. And we'll keep you abreast of how that one shakes out. A pair of 1st downs gives them a 1st and 10 up at the 44.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue line it. Blue line it.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12.
Here we go now. Blue line it. Blue line it. Detroit. 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 Detroit.
And they'll try the air now with Lauletta. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46. Frank Clark in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long.
Watch it now, Barney. Barney. Gun, gun. Gun, gun.
Out of the gun, Lauletta. And almost picked off. I guess the good news for them now, it's 4th down.
And based on my math, they've only converted 1 time thus far in this game, so you can see the frustration starting to come out a little bit. 3rd downs, they've been a problem for them all game. They've got to start becoming solutions.
They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
2 minutes to play in a tightly contested first half. More from Cleveland after this. First down, Mayfield. And the Redskins do get to him. He goes down for a sack. And now following that sack, looks like we've got an injured man down there on the field. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. First throw now for the backup, Bryce Petty. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. That one good for 17 as they're set up better now for 3rd down. The Browns on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. They'll run it now out of the gun. And not much doing. He'll get this only up to about the 36. Now after the punt on that play, we've got a man down on the field. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. The Browns send out their punter now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And this will be taken at the 13. And that negates a pretty decent punt return.
And the goal is to gain a first down on a punt return, which is 10 yards. This was much more than that, but it is going to come back due to the illegal block in the back.
Out of Geis. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets this football out shy of the 30 to the 29. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains. They go play action here on first down. He's going to let this go deep. Back, and that's caught inside the 35.
That's a big-time pitch and catch right there. And, partner, I remember the days when quarterbacks would try this. They were holding their breath. But nowadays, they're counting on their receiver to be just a little bit better than the defensive back when it's one-on-one and the ball's in the air like that.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. On 1st and 10, Lauletta buying time to his left. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
Leopard! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Here's Lauletta now on 2nd. Over the middle, it's complete. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. And Hopkins' kick is good. So we have come upon halftime, and it's the visiting Redskins who have the lead here. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, Gonzalez now to kick this one away. Now it's Adam Humphries on the return. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 30. Five-yard line at the 34. The Redskins offense now, they get set to take over here. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies, try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
Let's see if they do just that. And he'll get 2, maybe 3 up near the 37.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
From the gun, here's Lauletta. He's going to air one out. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. A huge play there for Washington. 56 yards. Well, it's one thing to grab it with one hand, but when you make a catch of that distance, quite another.
Yes, sir. I mean, that one right there, we keep talking about the high-flying antics that we're seeing from receivers nowadays. Doesn't matter what spot they start in. But when it actually does happen in the heat of battle, brings me right out of my seat.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Nothing on 1st down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, 2nd and goal.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19. 3-19. Gone, gone. Gone, gone.
He's going to get it running right. Flashed a nifty move, but they'll drop him at the 5-yard line. They get 3 yards closer, but still work to do. It's 3rd and goal. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Now let's go. 3-19. 3-19. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Lauletta on 3rd and goal. Oh, it's a touchdown if he holds on. Instead, it's 4th down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
And Hopkins' kick is good. And that extends their advantage to 6. It's 16-10. So 3 field goals that he's hit now. This last one helps him stretch out the lead.
He's been solid, hasn't he? And he lives up to the adage that every offensive coach has ever said to us. We want to end every possession with a kick, right? For them, it's either extra point, field goal, or at worst, a punt. In this case, it's been 3s.
Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Here's Nick Chubb as they try to fire up this run game. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Detroit! Watch it now, Barney!
They go play action. Mayfield. He's going to wind up and air it out. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long. And they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
On 3rd down, Mayfield. He's got his tight end, Njoku. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 13 yards to pick up there. Good for a Cleveland first. In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Detroit!
This is Hines. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Mayfield now on 2nd down. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And now a fumble. The ball's out, and the Redskins scoop it. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. A good starting spot for the Redskins as they come up 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Hurry up, here we go. Green 39. Green 39. Gun, 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 gun.
On the handoff, it's Geis. Tackle made there by Frank Clark. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Now let's go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
From the gun on third down, Lauletta dancing to his left. Now he'll let it go on the run. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
It's a 4-yard pickup, and it'll be a second down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
He can't avoid the pressure. Redskins get there. Zadarius Smith in there to bring him down for a loss of 7.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in third and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Third and long for Mayfield. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Monte Nicholson picks it. And he will bring this across midfield to the 49-yard line.
Well, it's third and long, and you've got a few different ways to play it offensively. But this is not the type of offense that's going to wave the white flag. They're going to keep chucking it. And this time, it results in an interception.
All right, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
They'll try to get this running game going with Geis. And he's going to take this across the 50 into Browns territory. Tackle made there by Jabril Peppers.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe you change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Set. 319. 319.
They stay on the ground. Geis again. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's third down.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
The Redskins on third down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6.
Watch him now, Marty. Marty. Gun, gun. Gun, gun. Gun, gun. Gun, gun. Hot. Hot.
Back to throw, Lauletta. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Richardson. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. He has a first down, and that catch will also put him over 100 yards receiving now on the afternoon. Checking the NFL scoreboard there in the 3rd at MetLife Stadium. The Dolphins continuing to add on. They are really rolling. And we'll keep an eye on that one as our game goes along here. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Now let's go. 319. 319.
Geis. And a short gain down to about the 33. Brought down that time by Christian Kirksey. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
Hurry up. Here we go. 319. 319.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Finding room to the 20. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue.
When a coaching staff sees their team run the ball this successfully in the fourth quarter, they're really excited because you can plan for a running game all you want and want to press that advantage when you get it. But for the most part, it's a little bit of a surprise. And right now, they've got to keep that going, want to continue to grind out the clock because it's definitely in their favor at this stage of the game. Can they close the game out and continue to do exactly what we just saw there, and that's run the football.
Now a run with Geis. A tough run gets him just inside the 10 to the 9, but no further. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Again, they run. Again, it's Geis. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. Darius Geis, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Redskins are going to add on to their lead.
Now let's go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Here's a toss coming right. And he is into the end zone again as he scores both the touchdown and the 2-point conversion to extend this lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. And once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. On 2nd down, Mayfield again. Oh, the rookie nearly had the pick. Probably should have had it. 3rd down now. I guess they're in a situation now, 4th quarter, where they're forced to take some chances, but I don't know that that was the type of a chance you want to take.
And that one could very easily have been intercepted. And if it does get picked off, that could possibly seal this one.
Mayfield from the gun on 3rd down. To the right side and complete to Njoku. And he's got the 1st down yardage before being taken down at midfield. A very solid gain of 27.
Back 99 Philly. Here we go.
Mayfield now from the 50. And the Redskins do get to him. He goes down for a sack. Noah Spence getting him once again, his 3rd sack of the afternoon. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. From the gun, Mayfield. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
The Browns on 3rd down, 3 for 7 so far in this game. This will be 3rd and 19. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. Over the middle, complete. That's Hines. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. 14 yards is the pickup there, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
All right, now look at 56. Lucky 56.
Desperation time. Mayfield on 4th down. And that is incomplete. The Browns unable to move the chains on 4th down. And the Redskins defense going to take over on the turnover on downs. Now the Redskins offense, they get set to go back to work here.
Big stop on the turnover on downs to get the football back, and now it's just all about salting this one away.
Yeah, just slowly bleed the clock away. Clock's definitely on your side. And, you know, when we talk about analytics in the game, what is this one? The advanced win metrics? Because if you take care of the football here, bleed the clock down with about 95% chance of winning.
Oh, yeah, I'd say 95 or better. And I know you always say it.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. And after the sack, he's still down on the field.
While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Now it's the backup Smith. Throw left side is complete to Reed. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. And the play goes for 19 yards. Gives him a new set of downs. On 1st down, Smith looking left side and completing it to Thomas. And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
They'll run it now out of the gun. They'll fight forward for a couple down inside the 40. And now a timeout called defensively by the Browns. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. The Redskins on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. A shotgun snap for Smith. And he will find his man on the end route. Complete. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. And now the Browns are going to take another timeout. That's going to be their second. They'll be left with 1 more plus the 2-minute warning. And we'll be back. So they'll turn to the kicker again. He's been a busy man thus far. This to make it a 3-score game late. And Hopkins' kick is good. And that'll push the lead up to 17. So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down. But don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen. And you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
Now a hit and a loose football. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. And careless with a football there on the kick return.
And one thing I love about going to practices is trying to get around coaches and hear their catchphrases and what they really emphasize. We haven't been to a single one yet this year where a guy fielding a kick, you don't hear, tuck it away, tuck it away, tuck it away. And this time, they turned it over.
Ball security eluded him. They'll run with Geis. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down. Well, that looked like an example of what you said back in the first half. A running back of his size can really wear down a defense. I think he's starting to do that.
I think you're exactly right. And know what else he's doing? He's inspiring the rest of his team because they see this starting to happen as well. So that means they're going to redouble their efforts to help him out. Extra blocking, getting downfield, helping him out.
On first down, it's Smith. That's caught. It's Thomas. And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. Demaryius Thomas, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Redskins find a way to stretch their lead. Hopkins with the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. Now the Browns offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. And last time out, went for it on fourth down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on fourth down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
Give them a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8. You got the big lead defensively, willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. The Browns on 3rd down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This is 3rd and 8. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. Taking it about the 16. 12 yards on the return that time. And it'll be Redskins football now with a 1st and 10. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Hey, back up, back up, back up, back up.
And the drive begins with a run by Geis. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
Let's go. Let's go. 15.
To throw on 2nd down is Smith. And he's got his man on the out route. Powers ahead at the 45. A gain of 32 that time.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, Smith. Out to the left here to Reed. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. Smith will bring his guys up 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 6 for 6 here to start the ball game. This is Geis. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Hey, a lot of points have been scored in this game, but what a nice play by the defense. Stepping up on that one, maybe they'll get things going in their direction after a play like that.
Geis receives the pitch, and he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain that time, and it leaves him with 3rd and 11 coming up.
Well, he was stopped on that play, but he's had plenty of carries all afternoon. Every now and then the defense is going to win one, but I don't think they'll shy away from handing it to him the rest of the game.
The Redskins on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 11. On the ground, it's Geis. And certainly some style points there on the spin. Not a whole lot thereafter, but still a pretty good gain. They'll get 6 there on the run, but it brings up 4th down. Dustin Hopkins now for the Redskins field goal. From the left hash, this from 34. And Hopkins' kick is good. And that'll push the lead from 24 up to 27. So yet another field goal to end a drive. That has been a very common theme. He's now hit 5 of them in this game.
Yeah, Brandon, as an offense, you hate that you've had to call on your kicker so often, but you have to love the fact that time and time again, he's come through.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. On the return is Henderson. Oh, look at that.
Oh, look at him turn.
Then it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
Well, Charles, it's great to win at home in the NFL. When you win on the road, it's a little extra special, isn't it?
It is, because, let's face it, in most cases, you're not expected to go on the road and win in the National Football League. It just doesn't usually compute. So to get out there, get that done, and then head back to your city with one in the victory column, oh, that's a fantastic feeling.
So for the Redskins, they're into the win column now as they move to 1-2 on the young season. And they'll return home next week to take on the Cincinnati Bengals. Meanwhile, for the Browns, they will fall to a similar mark at 1-2. And they'll try to rebound next week as they head to Heinz Field to take on the Steelers. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
you